Hello and welcome to episode 11 of Let's Play Planet Coaster Project Globe Explorer here on Theme Park Worldwide. In this episode I'm going to be continuing with my Dutch themed area that I did start in episode 10. Of course we installed the River Rapids ride and started to put in some of the buildings and landscaping around the area. In this episode I'm going to continue with that, starting off here by building a windmill. Now of course with it being an area themed around the Netherlands, I had to have at least one windmill as part of the area, and yeah, this dominates the area, doesn't it? It looks really nice there. Of course it'll look great when you're walking into the area and you'll walk across the area there, like inspired by Amsterdam, and then of course you'll see that windmill over in the distance there with a few hills just behind it, but not too close either. Of course, with it being a windmill, they're placed on flat land, like we can see here, and then you've got a few hills a little bit further behind it that sort of fit in with the rapids area. But yes, I might add another windmill into the area at some points. Originally I had intended to actually finish this area in this episode. However, as you'll see by the end of it, I only actually managed to complete this front section sort of in front of the buildings there. Don't even get time to start the back of the area. So you know, maybe I was a bit optimistic thinking, oh yeah, I'll be able to complete this across 2 episodes, but yeah, there's certainly a lot more to it. So episode 12 I'll be continuing with the area and hopefully complete it in terms of putting in the train station over at the back, and also theming up some of the flat rides towards the back of the area as well. But yeah, starting off here with the windmill, quite a simple design that I've gone for here, you know, but I think it looks quite good actually. Of course, just added in some of the sides there now, some of them are the finishing touches, doors and windows on there, and then you'll see in the next couple of minutes I actually put a little balcony out the front as well, just like what leads up towards the river, as in the rapids ride. I just think that'll fit quite nicely in with it all and add to the overall experience of the rapids, because you'll come along, you'll see this wonderful little balcony, and then of course the windmill, and it'll look great when you're walking into the area. You know, it's a huge structure actually. You know, you've got to look at the actual windmill itself with the sails on there. They are huge, aren't they? You know, so yeah, I think it looks quite good actually in the area. Quite a cute little structure, and it's definitely the highlight of this area with the nice buildings and then the windmill. Not too close to the hills over there. Of course, windmills are found on flat land, but we've got a few hills off to the left, a little bit further behind it, and of course there to hide the structure for some of the tunnels and support structure for the rapids ride. Now, as you'll see, there's a lot more landscaping to go in this episode, a lot more trees and actually moving of land that I'm going to be doing in a few minutes time, all towards the back end of this park, just to make it fit with that overall theme that I wanted to go with here. As always, you guys have come up with some brilliant suggestions and feedback on the previous episode. Originally I was actually going to name the rapids ride and some of the flats in this episode. However, I'm going to give you guys on this episode as well to get your comments coming in. If you have already commented a name on the previous episode, you don't need to go and repeat it on this one, because when I do decide the names for episode 12, which will be the next episode when I release them, I will look through the comments on this episode and also the previous episode as well, number 10, to make sure that we do get the names on there. So like I say, if you have commented on those, you don't need to comment again unless you've got a new idea. But yeah, like I said, originally I was hoping to finish this area in 2 episodes, but it's just not going to be done in time, you know, because I want to make sure that I'm not rushing it, and of course putting in as many details and finishing touches as I can do in there. More barrels going in just here on the little balcony area. You got a really nice wooden fence all around there as well that fits really nice actually, with this whole Dutch feel that I'm going for. And I know that a lot of Dutch fans of Theme Park Worldwide and people who watch this series actually commented on the previous episode and said that they really like the area and how it's going so far. And a lot of people said, you know, why don't you you know, use some more of the buildings for your inspiration? Of course that's what I am doing. I mean, with the train station, I've been looking at the Amsterdam like central train station for my inspiration. However, it's not going to be a direct copy of that, following on with all these areas that I've done in these 4 countries that are represented in the park so far. I'm not copying well-known buildings, it's more just using them and inspiring you know, the area and the buildings that are inside this park. Lots and lots of landscaping going in now, sort of behind the windmill and all around the back of the rapids. I wanted to sort of go into a bit of a forest around here. Quite a few people said that there's quite a few like dunes, like sand dunes in the Netherlands. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm going with over here with some of the areas, except putting a lot of trees in there as well. The plan here is to add some more tunnels to the rapids, along with also blocking in some of the train there as well, just because I don't want guests on that train to see outside the park and over to the car parks just there. It's all a little bit too close, so I wanted to block that in and make sure we've got a tunnel that runs down the side there. So of course we'll add some more landscaping, trees over there. And we've got the monorail that runs straight through this section of the park as well, so we've got to remember that. We're going to make sure that that is a nice clear path for the monorail track. There's no trees or foliage blocking the route just there. But yeah, quite a lot of trees going in at the back, as you can see, and it's starting to come together really nicely. It's a very vibrant area, very colourful buildings and trees. We've got some more of these brown and red trees going into the area, just to add a bit more variety in the foliage compared to some of the other areas that we've put in so far. There's not going to be loads and loads of rocks in this area, however I'm still putting in quite a few sort of around the back area of these dunes just here, just to add to it. I mean, rocks are just perfect fillers. I just think they go in really nicely. By the end of this episode, the Rapids ride will be nearly complete. However, there's still going to be some more details that I can go back to and add, much like with the other areas that I've built so far in this series. We can go back to them and add some smaller details. All of them have got expansion pads other than the British themed area that is complete, but all the other areas have got areas for expansion, either at the side or at the back of the areas, and I'll be talking more about the China expansion pad later on in the episode, so stay tuned for that one. As we can see here, just putting in some waterfalls. Really nice effect, of course. A lot of rapids rides out there do feature a waterfall segment. And yeah, this is what we wanted to go with here. Instead of the waterfalls being on both sides, I thought with this section we'll go with them just being on the left. However, I may add some more waterfalls in the next episode when I theme more of the backside of the rapids area. Now, this is actually the boundary to my area for the Netherlands. As you can see, just putting in some more rocks, some more mounds there, some more hills, just to sort of block in the area, because this won't be part of the expansion for the Netherlands coming this way, because this is actually going to be an area where in the future I plan to build another ride for the China area, and that'll be some form of dark ride. I'll be slotting in there, a bit of an indoor food court, and so much more. That's all going to sort of fit into that area what is in between the Dutch area and also the Chinese themed area as well. So as you can see, it's just sort of filling that in, putting a few trees in for that expansion pad. You can see me just doing that there now. Of course, all them trees and stuff can be removed in the future. I just want it to look pretty for now, and flows between the areas. However, behind that monorail track off to the left is where we will build something in the future on that expansion pad. Now, as you can see here, starting to put some of the roofs in, put another little building in there as well. Again, there's going to be nothing in that. It's more just for scenery purposes. That's the thing I like about these parks. Lots of like random buildings, and it just really makes the area feel so much more than what it is. And one of those areas that springs to mind is Klugheim at Phantasialand in Germany. A lot of them buildings and facades are all fake, and they haven't actually got anything inside, but it just works perfectly. And of course, you've got the huge rockwork facade over at the back of the coaster, where you've got the waterfall, and that's actually the car park behind that. It's just a flat wall, a metal wall, and they put the rocks on the one side, and that's what I love about Phantasialand. You know how they sort of blend their areas and merge them together. But yeah, that's kind of what we're going with some of the buildings that I put in my parks in Planet Coaster. I used to do the same as well when I played Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, and if you do like RCT, check out the series that I did. I mean, it was the first ever gaming series I filmed here on this channel, and it's well worth checking out if you've not seen it. I definitely recommend it if you want to sort of go back old school and see my series from Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. And now I'm going to leave you over the next few minutes with a bit of wonderful, relaxing Planet Coaster audio, and then I'll be back shortly where I'm going to talk a little bit about what's coming up over the next few weeks on Theme Park Worldwide, and we'll continue with my Dutch themed area. Boom ba 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 boom ba da 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 bum boom 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 ba ba da da boom ba 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 da bum ba da ba 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 So as you've seen over the past few minutes, the area is really starting to look very vibrant, so much going on, and I think that's because of all the different coloured buildings, windows, door frames, and of course the trees, all the foliage around there. It's all just very vibrant and it looks great. It's certainly very different to what I've ever built before in Planet Coaster, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I mean, you'll see it complete in the next episode, number 12, but yeah, in terms of by the end of this episode, you're certainly going to get an idea for the overall finish of this front section of the area, because now you've got the windmill in and all the trees over at the back there. It's just coming together really nicely. I'm just doing a bit more work here on the large building that's actually a food outlet and facilities building, and that's what I'm working on just here, adding the windows too. Of course, it's got the front, it's got the sides and the back that all need to be themed. It's not like sometimes with some areas where, you know, you've only got to theme one part of it or two sides of it. With this, because of where it's placed slap bang in the middle of the area, it's got to be themed from all sides, so it's just making sure that all that comes together nicely. Just putting in a toilet block down the bottom there, mainly because we need some toilets along that main stretch of path, because it's another viewing area ready for the nighttime show that will be on the lake that we'll do at some point in the future. But yeah, that'll be the toilet facilities just for that section there, because there'll be a few hundred people that can stand there watching the lake show, just to make sure we've got some facilities on the side. That's the main reason with having these straight paths all the way around certain sections of the lake. That's the perfect viewing area for the lake show. Now, you know me, when I build different areas, I like to have like an entrance portal to the land, just so people know when you're crossing into it. This will be the border between the China themed area and also the Netherlands. As you can see, the path changes, the lighting will change, and also we've got this little entrance archway that you'll pass through into the area. With the other two areas, I mean, I've not really had to do anything like this because obviously you've got the bridge with the water, and there's absolutely nothing at all really in between the UK and also going over into the China area. You just cross over the water, you've got all the Chinese lanterns, and then you go. But with this, with it being like a land border, you know, we're just going to make sure that we put up some nice entranceway, just a nice archway, just so people know exactly what area they're in. More planting going in, rocks, shrubberies, all just to add to it and just fill in the gaps. You know me, I really don't like having many gaps when I build a Planet Coaster park, and here it's just making sure that I'm filling in all them gaps, just so it looks as nice as possible. Probably going to look at some fountains at some point in the future on that little stretch of water there in the middle, but I'm not going to install those just yet. Now just doing a bit of work now on my swinging ship over here. Now of course the Netherlands is pretty famous for its history with pirates and boats, and that's the whole idea why this has been installed in the area. So we're giving it quite a strong pirate theme here, and putting all sorts of stuff around it. We've got a shipwreck, we've got a couple of different animatronics, some different lighting, barrels of course. I love the barrels down in this game. It's like rocks and barrels all the time. I love it. Yeah, and does all sorts of just random bits of pirate theming just to add into this section. Of course it swings out over onto the lake as well, so it's got a really nice sort of focal point for the area before you turn round to the left, and of course you'll see the windmill. Just testing the swing ride there to make sure that no one's legs are going to hit into any of the theming as they're going round. Anyway, as I continue building over the next few minutes, just going to talk a little bit about what's to come over the next few weeks on Theme Park Worldwide. Now, of course, we had our very successful Theme Park Worldwide event at the Roller Coaster Restaurant last week. Check out the video if you've not yet seen it. Honestly, it was absolutely brilliant. We had over 140 people there, big fans of Theme Park Worldwide. We had like an exclusive Christmas party night with a bit of Christmas karaoke. It was all a bit cheesy, but it was so much fun. So make sure you check out the video if you've not yet seen it. In terms of trips coming up, next week we're going to be heading to Phantasialand in Germany for their winter event. I'm looking forward to it because of course they always do a fantastic job with theming the park up for Christmas, and it means we're going to get to do all sorts there, including Taron in the dark. I absolutely love that coaster at night especially. So we're going to be at Phantasialand for a few days. We're actually going to be staying on site at Hotel Matamba. I stayed there when I first went to Phantasialand, but I've not stayed there since, so I'm looking forward to returning to an on-site stay and also getting some footage for you guys. I'm then going to be getting a train down from Phantasialand in Cologne all the way down to Ringsheim, of course, for Europa Park. Going to be visiting Europa Park to see the Christmas event. It's only going to be a flying trip to the theme park because my main focus is going to be on Rulantica, the brand new water park that opened a few weeks ago. I was hoping to get out there at some point over winter, and I managed to get the trip booked in nice and cheap actually to get out there to Rulantica. So it'll be Phantasialand, then down to Europa Park and also Rulantica. Then coming up later on in December, going to be heading out to Disneyland Paris to go and see all the Christmas offerings there as well. Festive entertainment, decorations, special parade, and so much more. So that's coming up later in December. So it's going to be a very, very busy few weeks for brand new video. It's all going to be getting very festive over Christmas here on our YouTube channel. Of course, with new episodes of Planet Coaster released weekly as well. So make sure you stay tuned for those. So yeah, lots to look forward to here on Theme Park Worldwide. As you can see, just putting in some more planting now all around the queue line just there, and it's coming together really nice. It's a very full area, it's very busy, there's a lot going on, and especially with this pirate ship, because everybody's got to walk past it. There's no path what just skips out with this area. You've just got to walk straight past that, and I want to make sure it's heavily themed, a big focal point for the area, and then of course it brings you more inland away from the lake, around the building, some great views of the rapids, and then back out towards the water. Originally I was thinking about moving the pirate ship inland a little bit and continuing the path up the water's edge, but then I thought actually no, let's force everybody down into the area. It means the pirate ship can have a really nice bit of interaction with the lake, and then we'll bring people back out after they've been straight through this area. It's come together really nicely. Of course, in the next episode, we'll get this area finished off at the back and also go through the names as well. Like I say, originally I was going to decide the names that you guys have chosen in this episode, but as I've not finished the area yet when I was expecting it to be done, I'll be releasing them in the next episode, number 12 in our Globe Explorer series here on Theme Park Worldwide. But honestly, thanks so much for all of your support with this series and of course the channel. It really is amazing. We've just hit 205,000 subscribers here on our YouTube channel as well, which honestly is absolutely fantastic. It really is. And we've already put so much content on this winter. I tell you what, in terms of new videos and vlogs, it doesn't feel like the close season here in the UK. There's so much going on. Of course, we did our trip out to IAPA in Orlando, and then we've got this coming up throughout December, and then a very special surprise coming in January as well. We've got a special trip coming up in the middle of January that I'm looking forward to sharing with you guys. It's somewhere that I've been before, but not for a few years, so I'm looking forward to getting back. Let me know where you think that's going to be down below in the video comments. But yeah, so much to look forward to here on Theme Park Worldwide as we move towards Christmas and beyond into 2020. It's very exciting, isn't it? And into a new decade. It's so exciting. Just putting some more windows and finishing touches here on all of the different buildings around the Rapids area. Of course, really, it is just one large building, but I've made it look like loads of different buildings together because that's what Amsterdam especially is famous for. It's tall buildings with a very small footprint, and that's what I've tried to do here, put the buildings together in a bit of a cluster. But as you can see, we are coming to the end of this episode here on Theme Park Worldwide. Like I said, I hope you've enjoyed watching. Honestly, if you've not seen every episode in this series, they are all in a playlist. I definitely recommend going back, watching the series, how it's developed, because I feel like this park has come on more and progressed more than any of my other parks that I've done in Planet Coaster before, in terms of in the time frame. I mean, you look at Volcano Springs, my original park that I did, by episode 12, we was nowhere near at this stage as where we are with this park now. It's coming together really, really well, and I'm pleased. We're managing to keep the frames per second up as well. The FPS is looking decent. It's not too bad. I do feel like we are going to still lose the FPS at some point with this. However, I'm just going to keep going and keep adding to it as much as I can do, and yeah, we'll sort of see how it goes with that one. But in general, it's coming together really, really nicely. Once this area is completed here, I'm actually going to be starting work on my next themed area, which is going to be going at the back of the park, and stay tuned in the next episode where I'm going to be talking all about that and the next area that is going to be going in to this Project Globe Explorer Park. But I tell you what, I'm so pleased how it is all coming together, and like I say, all of you guys come up with some brilliant name suggestions, theme ideas, and just general ride suggestions for what you'd like to see in the park. But most importantly, it's just you've been coming up with the countries that you'd really like to see. I mean, the Netherlands, I really wanted to represent it in this park, and then as soon as I mentioned it, a lot of you said, yeah, you should go for it. And here we go, we're coming towards the, you know, 2/3 of this Dutch themed area is nearly done now. And when I first wanted to do it, I thought, how am I going to put it together? It's not really a common sort of theme to go within a park. And then it's come together really nicely, and it's one of my favourite areas I've done. I mean, I think it looks really nice, it's colourful, it's got a lot going on, it's got a wonderful rapids ride in there, and it looks absolutely awesome. Well, there we go. Thank you very much for watching episode 11. I'm Sean Sandbrook. Thank you very much for watching Theme Park Worldwide. Here's a couple of screenshots to end the episode, and I'll see you next week for episode 12 of Let's Play Planet Coaster. That means it's time to cue those credits. See you next week.